Get in the car. You caught the Look at this No, serious. Look at this Look at this Oh, hey. Cuz, hey, lock the door, pop the trunk, bro. No. It's cold out here. No, cuz. No. You getting out. It's your I'm not putting your shit back in.
What you doing?
You caught up.
He handled it properly, in my opinion. Welcome back to TheChowTimePod. It's your host, Red. We got a video today from Manhood. Why men should stay away from marriage in 2024. Passport bros. Please like and subscribe down below. I really appreciate that. Let's get that chow. It's chow time.
Don't think that the court system cares anything about your relationship with your child. Fortunately, a lot of men come in and they say, I want the judge to know exactly what she's been doing, how she's been treating me, how she treats the kids. And I kind of say, wait a minute, it's rare you find a judge who gives a shit. Okay, it's rare. They don't care. They care about moving cases off their docket. They want their docket to stay clean. So I want them to understand that. You can fight for your day in court. You can get in there. You can have a great case. You can have great evidence. And you can still lose because this judge doesn't care. The judge might be friends with opposing counsel. The law firm may have contributed to the campaign of the judge. There are so many...
That is probably one of the biggest things I've learned from watching Suits. How a lot of these judges are in the pocket of a lot of these lawyers. They grew up together. They were freaking co-lawyers and all these things. So they give each other a lot of favors to get things moving quickly, to get things done quickly, to get, things out of trial quickly. I don't know if it's all fully true from watching Suits, but it seems very apparent that it is true. Just because how the world works. People always curry favors with each other, especially when they're in the same industry, and the industry is law. So, yeah, these judges may just want to fuck you over, and it's not because of you in particular. No, it's because their buddy is the lawyer that's against you.
Factors that are involved in justice that have nothing to do with justice. It's crazy. We have these big books, and they have all these laws in there, and there's pages and pages of laws. The judge must X, Y, Z. Then they end it with, or whatever the judge thinks is in the child's best interest, okay? Which kills you on appeal, essentially.
Good day, everyone. Good day. Mr. Manser, you claim you spent 5 years in prison for failing to pay child support for the defendant, Ms. Sears' son, Dylan. That's right. Because of the sensitivity of this issue, ran 2 tests. The results are as follows. In the case of Manser versus Sears, Mr. Manser, you are not
God.
his father.
Oh, man. 5 years in prison. Dylan, I'm sorry, bro. This is why. She should be convicted of some crime.
No, I should not. I didn't.
That is fraud.
Mr. Manser,
That is fraud.
I know you're upset. I know it's overwhelming. Miss Sears, do you know?
Yes,
You know
If you do, then it's fucking fraud, you whore.
who his father is.
yes, I talked to him still. Get away from my son.
He apologized.
Marriage is a legal theft. If you remove the desire to procreate and raise a family, why should a man get married?
Yep.
There really isn't a huge motivation to get married if, as a man, you do not desire children. The only other reasons I can think of are sex and companionship. Men in the West should avoid marriage because it has become a trap. A woman makes tactics that after 5 years, she can have 2 babies and be ready to ask for divorce. Then she...
That's literally in the whole bag handbook. 5 years, 2 kids, ready to take freaking 70% of your stuff and get alimony with freaking child support.
She gets the house. The kids and the ex-husband has to pay her well. She can after that continue her sexual life by dating men and enjoy even a life with a female partner. The Western government has made the husband a donkey servant who works for the good of his mistress. Unless you actually want a traditional family, or are doing it for religious reasons to fulfill some God-given destiny, then there is no benefit to getting married for men in modern westernized society. A man used to be king in his house, but due to the attack on masculinity and the elevation of female worship, most married men are victims of the bait-and switch.
Yep.
While dating,
Case in point, moi.
the woman is willing to give herself to you totally and abundantly in terms of sexual intimacy and support mentality and emotionally. Once she gets the commitment, then she differs to the trope of happy wife, then happy life. She becomes queen ruler and treats you like her servant and court jester. In this subservient role, you become, for lack of a better term, a little bitch-ass simp. This then in turn causes her to lose attraction to you, and the sex becomes non-existent. By the 7 to 10 year mark, the marriage is dead, and she'll hit the marriage delete button and take the kids, house, and half your paycheck. Divorce rate is 51% in America, and over 75% of those divorces are initiated by women. To add to that, the majority of the time, the woman gets full custody of the children, and the guy could have to pay her alimony, even if she cheated on him.
95%.
Why? Why get married? If you want to get married, you have to pick these professions: jar opener, high shelf reacher, trash taker outer, driver, and unnecessary chore doer. Actually, profession implies one gets paid. Yet the man pays, and not with money. That's not the issue. He pays with his freedom, his masculinity, and therefore his life. You'll lose your freedom. At least, if you're charged with child support that you can't pay,
True.
you will be put in jail.
5 years.
And if you can't afford a lawyer, you don't have the right to have one appointed because, according to the Supreme Court, it's technically a civil matter, never mind jail time. Fathers and families found that it's the men who are jailed rather than women. A new report concludes that between 95% and 98.5% of all incarcerations in Massachusetts, sentenced from the Massachusetts Probate and Family Courts from 2001 through 2011, have been men. Moreover, this percentage may be increasing, with an average of 94.5% from 2001 to 2008 and 96.2% from 2009 through 2011. It is likely that most of these incarcerations are for incomplete payment of child support. Further analysis suggests that women who fail to pay all of their child support are not incarcerated as often as men with similar violations. In the old days, marriage provided a man several things: greatly enhanced social...
One of the craziest things that I think of is debtor's prison. We don't have that anymore. We got rid of it. But we still have it. It's called child support. How is that not debtor's prison? Because you owe money and you can't pay it, you go to jail. But you still owe the money and the interest still accrues. But you're in jail. How can you even make money to even fix anything when you're in jail? How does this system even work properly in their minds? The man was in jail for 5 years. How could he have made money to even pay the child support now? Now he has back owed money of the 5 years while he was in prison. Fucking stupid.
standing, enhanced stability and reliability in his relationship, access to sex, societally acceptable reproduction nowadays. It provides none of these things. And what of divorce? Depending on how far back one goes, 5%, 1900-ish, to 20%, 1950-ish, of marriages ended in divorce. Divorce was only allowed if someone was at fault, and the faults that were considered grounds for divorce were blatant and defined. Infidelity, physical abuse, beating, and abandonment. If the woman was the one to cheat, beat, or abandon the man didn't have to fork over any property to her. Divorce now, though. 50% of marriages end in divorce. Divorce is allowed for nebulous reasons or no reasons at all. The man doesn't have to grossly screw up to lose his marriage. Even if the woman was the one to cheat, beat, or abandon the man.
They could be a Tom Brady. They could be a freaking Brad Pitt. And you're still going to go through divorce. These are the top echelon of men. Tom Brady, Brad Pitt, the best looking men in the world. Freaking meet all the sixes. Super wealthy. Super famous. Still can't keep their women happy. What are us average Joes are going to do? In the West, at least. That's why you got to get your passport. Go find someone in the East that doesn't even think about divorce.
She still gets half of their marital assets. A man is likely to lose access to his children, especially if the woman vindictively makes up some story about how he was abusive or creepy around the children. A man might even be obliged to pay child support for children who aren't even his,
Yep.
so long as his cheating wife birthed them before the divorce. Basically, the upsides have disappeared, and the downsides have become more likely to happen and less avoidable when they do. Marriage and kids used to be a draw, but now they seem more like a liability, since they can be snatched away from the man at the whim of the woman. If you are a risk taker, like the type of person who would go skydiving, get married. You have a 50% chance of losing it all through divorce, and a greater likelihood of losing your hair or having it turn grey because of all the stress it creates in your life. If you want to work 30 to 40 years non-stop for ruthless corporate America the rest of your life in order to support your house, family, and all the expenses it brings, get married. You may be Catholic, but the laws aren't Catholic. The laws are secular, built to reward women to marry up, hypergamy, and then divorce them for their worth. Doesn't matter if your wife is Christian. Christian women divorce just as often as atheist women. The incentive to divorce is just too high. There are way too many financial rewards for women to marry and divorce. A marriage is a legal contract to form what is practically a business partnership.
Pretty much.
So you are allowing another person to be entitled to half of all of your stuff, even though she contributed to none of it. Now, if the woman you are marrying is super rich, I'd say go for it. If she makes more money than you, I can't see how a divorce is going to hurt you. But 9 times out of 10, these women are going to be making less money than you. And then we'll screw you when the day is over. That's all for today on Manhood. Don't forget to smash the like and subscribe buttons.
Shout outs to manhood. This is why we need to protect ourselves at all times. This is why I say passport bros. This is why Man Guide always says mid-tow. He pushes more mid-tow, I push more passport bros. But I fully agree with both. If you don't want to mess with women in the West until laws change, do you. Do you want to find a woman still within this time period? Go travel overseas. It's okay. Is it going to be easy? Fuck no, it's not. But you have a chance. Please subscribe down below. I really appreciate that. And I'll catch you guys next time. Ciao.